were segments recorded a couple of years ago at a flute choir activity that was part of a workshop that we do. Flute Haven in Philadelphia, one of the days we take the participants out as part of the Flutes in Service program to this beautiful facility. We go and we perform for some very special residents, and the core of the performance is the flute choir. It's a very simple form. It's completely improvisational. There's no sheet music. There's no rehearsal. All the participants are doing is following some simple signals from the conductors. We had two conductors there, Ron Volkman and Frank Henninger, and they're providing simple conducting signals that the participants follow. And this video is about those signals. We're going to show you the signals we use, and this video kind of goes hand in hand with an article that appeared recently, May 2016, in the World Flute Society quarterly publication, Overtones. That article, called Flute Choirs, really lays out how flute choirs are done and the activities you can do in them, the philosophy behind them, how to really pull it off in a flute circle kind of a setting and also in a performance setting. This video just shows the conducting signals, and it's a good video to watch if you're going to be part of a flute choir, an upcoming flute choir. Of course, different facilitators, different conductors use slightly different signals, but you'll get the idea how things work as the flute choir progresses. First thing you want to do in any situation is the stop, especially if you've got children. If you're conducting children or you're doing any activity with children, the first thing you need to teach them is how to stop. And one of the most common ways, one of the most common signals for stop is the reverse C. It looks like this. Especially if you do it, right? Most people will get the idea. Another way to do it is, notice now I'm counting in. I'm giving people an idea of that something's coming up. Right? The X is a very common way to do it, and that works across all cultures. Vera and I have found that any culture that we're in, no matter what language they speak, whether they have musical experience or not, if you go, everybody will stop very promptly. Another signal we need is keep playing, right? And so the conductor might say, you keep playing, which means no matter what happens, keep playing. Or to segment the circle, a part of the circle. You can point to a person, carve out an arc, and segment the circle, and then go keep playing. And the other part of the circle, or the other part of an arc, the other part of the stage, this. Another signal is volume. This is the way I do volume. Increase volume, decrease volume. Or as you saw Frank Henninger do it. And you point to a particular person and go, it means solo, soar, do whatever you want. So you'll point at a particular person or carve out an arc and go, everybody, solo, do whatever you want. A great way to get people into rhythm is to get them to do it on their mouth first. Let's say you want the entire flute choir to do very short da, da. It's great for rhythm, da. Very simple. Da, get them to do it. Ta, ta, ta. I'm pointing to my mouth. I'm asking you to do it on your mouth. And then transition to your flute. Ta, ta, ta. And then everybody will be playing rhythm. And then maybe you might point at a particular person and ask them to soar over the top. And stop. Another thing you might ask people to do is hold a long note. Hold a single long held tone, or Frank did it like this. Hold a drone note. And you might then ask somebody to solo over the top. If you get somebody soloing over the top, you might ask another person to solo. You're pointing at a second person, you might ask them to solo. Stopping the first person and ask them to solo. And then back to the first person. And you can get two sides of the choir, two people on two sides of the choir to solo back and forth. That's a call and response kind of thing. And those people just carry on, keep on doing their solo while other things are happening. The general rule is, if you're started doing something, keep on doing it until you're asked to stop. Okay. Keep on carrying on. That might actually mean, let's say there's a person soloing, the conductor might have a person solo and then stop the entire group and let them carry on literally as a solo with no support behind it, and then bring in the group. It's a very common style. So those are the basic signals that I use. You'll see a lot of variants in different conductors. Typically, the way these things work is the conductor will teach their signals at the beginning. They'll tell you what they want. If I get up in front of a new group that I've never worked with before, I don't go like this and expect them to know that that means keep going. I'll say, this means keep going, first time I do it. And then they'll know that that means keep going. The first time I ask an individual to keep going, I'll say, keep going no matter what happens. And then they know to keep going, even if I stop the rest of the group. So those are the basic conducting signals. We're actually going to do this activity at the upcoming World Flute Society Convention in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. That is July, Vera's telling me it's July 27th through 31st. She's giving me the hand signals. We're actually going to go through these signals in a little classroom session, and anyone who wants to join us can join us on stage for a performance. We're going to do a short little flute choir to get experience of what it's like doing a flute choir, so you can take this home to your flute circle and do it together with your flute circle in the safe environment of the flute circle space, or take it out and do a performance. So we would love to see you at the WFS convention in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. We'd love to see you at a workshop. We're actually going to close with another clip. This is not specifically a flute choir, but it's a Music for People improvisational choir led by Monica Lewin. And she is bringing the choir to the end of the performance. You'll see how she does it. So hope to see you at a workshop or at the WFS convention. Bye now.